I love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late to come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out.
You may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you can't depend on your waiters, cause you'll be over your tater. I'm talking growing tomatoes, feeding the worms I fish with later. I'll have a fish stick plate over a 6-foot grave before I take a knee as our anthem plays. My hands on my heart, I stand on what I say, and my Second Amendment handles what I can't. I ain't trying to be Billy Badass or talk shit, I'm just saying, there's the line, don't cross it. I got a Red Ryder gun when I was 3, so I don't run or hide from anything. Bitch, I'm a red, white, and blue collar boy from the South. You can fuck around and find out.
Love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late to come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out.
Oh, Jay.
You can fuck around and find out.
If they looking for me, well, they know where to find me. I'll be half drunk, strapped up in a whitey. I can show you if it's needed. When you see it, you'll believe it. If you don't love it, you can leave it. Michael Jackson, you can beat it. FAFO, I teach you how this game go. Different joints, same smoke. Wake up, wear the same clothes. Real redneck, I'm a piece of white trash. Blue collar boy, but my lady's high class. Got the music way up loud with a cigar in my mouth. Fuck around and come find out how we do it in the South.
I ain't saying nothing, but you're running that mouth. I never take a handout, I'm too damn proud. I'm a son of the dirty South with a truck seat high and these straight pipes loud. This land of freedom, double barrels in case we need. Man up, we'll sit your ass down. We done talking, fuck around and find out.
Love my country, love my freedom. Fuck the welfare, now I don't need them. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late to come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out.
Hey y'all, Truly, Nicole, Teresa, Andy, Gossip, Wacky. Always a pleasure to have Wacky. You're always so busy working. Anybody else? No. Yeah, it's good to see you, Andy. How you been doing? Yeah, Betty fucked around and found out, didn't she? Which I haven't kept up with her latest shenanigans past few days, but it's just too much bullshit over there. You know, if you're Southern, you got a Southern accent. If you're ashamed of your accent then what the fuck, man? And you try to put on a front to not be as Southern as you are, then you're a fake motherfucker. Oh no, Andy, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. That sucks. And if you're from Florida, you're not from the South. I'm sorry I said what I said. It's like the true South. No, you're not. I don't even know why they include Florida in the southern states, but whatever. Probably because it's just here and Lenny, hey love. But yeah, some abroad the other night said on live they was ashamed of their southern accent and all this and that. Motherfucker, I ain't ashamed of my accent. It's part of where I'm from, you know? They're like, oh, if anything, you know, we try to, I forget how she said it. I got the screen recording because she recorded it. But yeah. Me too, Teresa. I mean, I don't think I got a thick accent, but I'm not ashamed of it. I don't try to put on a different accent or calm my accent down, you know? Yeah, you heard that too, gossip? Yeah. Right, Andy. It's not Southern. Like, no. I live here and it's nothing like the true South at all. It's no. Right, Lenny. Never be ashamed. It was just, it blew my mind when that bitch said that though. Like, I mean, I could play I got the recording of it. She edited that part out of her fucking live, but yeah, like, what the fuck? Teresa, you're probably about like me. Like I don't have a thick Southern accent, but you can tell, you know, it's probably how you are, like I am. But mine used to be a lot thicker until, because like I said, the past 12 years before I got off the road, I traveled, you know, and I did lose some of it because it does mellow down if you're not around your accent, you know, because I was like in New York a lot in California and it really mellowed out some. But I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud to be Southern, actually. I'm not ashamed of my accent. I love my accent. I love having a Southern accent. And anybody that's fucking ashamed of it, then you're a fucking piece of shit. In my opinion. I mean, and just because you're Southern doesn't mean you're fucking stupid. We're actually pretty fucking smart. Wow, Lenny. See, it's fucked up, ain't it? Right, gossip. Hey, Vexing, how are you, love? You have an Oklahoma accent. Rebel, hey, how you doing? Talking about accents. Like, if you got a Southern, are people ashamed of having a Southern accent? It's like, what the fuck? Used to live in New York. See, I worked in New York a lot, you know, and at first, whenever I first started traveling and working, you know, I'd go north and people, where are you from? I'd get so annoyed with it. Then I got used to it and it was kind of like it was kind of flattering after a while, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I didn't get aggravated because I'm ashamed of it. It's just, I hear it so much if I'm like in the north or out west or something. Where are you from? Where are you from? Or, you know, now I just kind of flattering actually. Never be ashamed of who you are. Never. And if you are, you're a fucking piece of shit. And the person that was ashamed to be a Southern's fucking Brittany J. Go figure. Dumb bitch. Someone said that she wasn't very educated and she used being Southern as them saying that she wasn't educated. That's not true. That's not true. She's not fucking educated. She called Labor Day Memorial Day. She said, ain't y'all supposed to be celebrating Memorial Day? Motherfucker, that right there proves that you ain't fucking educated. It's Labor Day, bitch. Not Memorial Day. That's back in fucking May. Come on. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Finishing up dinner. What are you having good? Don't you? Yeah, it blew my mind when that bitch was saying that. It's like I was gonna make a video on it and call her ass out, but she ain't even fucking worth it. Cause she's not educated. Right, Nicole, I'm Southern. I think I'm pretty fucking educated. At least I know it's fucking Labor Day, not Memorial Day. And she probably doesn't even know what Memorial Day really is, you know? Fucking dumb bitch, man. She's not educated at all, though. And the lady that told her that was fucking spot on. Fixin' to, I say fixin' to. Steak hibachi. I love hibachi. Now I want some hibachi. Hold on a second. I want to play that for y'all though. Hold on. I gotta mute a second so I can find it. I'm not gonna play it on screen because I got it on my phone and I ain't downloading it. But just listen to this dumb bitch. Hold on. Here, I got so many clips. Let's just listen to them all. Y'all let me know if you can hear it or if you can't hear it. There's a few of them of that live she did that she clipped out. Hold on a sec. Okay, never mind. I found some of it. Y'all tell me if you can hear it or if you can't. Can y'all hear it? You can't hear it at all? Okay, hold on just a second. We'll start it over. Let me see here. Okay, tell me about, let's see here if you can now. What the shit? Hold on. Try it one more time. Okay, I don't know. What the fuck here? Hold on. Just a second. One more time. If not, I'll upload because I want y'all to hear this dumb bitch. Okay, hold on just a second. Just a second. Hold, please. I got you. Because I want y'all to hear this. Because you have to be ashamed of your fucking accent. This is the dumbest fucking bitch I ever seen in my life, man. I can't wait till she gets her fucking karma. She makes your ears bleed. Yeah, she's fucking, yeah. I just love ragging her fucking ass because she's so fucking stupid, man. Just because she fucking, the southern thing, it just really fucking irked me because, no, she's trying to put it out there that she's speaking for all of us, and no, bitch, you ain't. Not at all. Don't think so. Don't think so, honey. We're going to get on to some Gypsy Rose, but let's see here. We went over, we listened to the autopsy and stuff and toxicology. Okay, let's see. What was it? I played that one. We watched that one. Oh, this here. I want to about Rod, Gypsy's dad, his employer. Yeah, I know about Kate. I don't care about her. Right, Lenny. An accent don't make you sound stupid. Fucking stupid, you stupid, you know? Right. Okay, here we go. I got it uploaded now, I think. Here we go. I'm gonna play this real quick, this done bitch, then we'll get on to Gypsy Rose.
Not only did you humiliate me, but you humiliated and alienated all of my Southern, every person that's from the South. There's a stigma, and I've told y'all about this so many times. There is a stigma about Southern people. Me and Craig just talked about this 2 weeks ago on the stream, you guys. Do you remember? We just talked about this. And I said, because someone was coming here and they accused me of faking my Southern accent. They said that I pretended to be more Southern than what I actually am. And I told Craig that while we were live midstream, and he said, shit, we don't, if anything, we try to hide our accent. And I told all of you, remember, I said, we don't try to be more Southern. We tried to hide that shit because people look at you like you're stupid. People treat you like you have no education and you're just this backwoods hillbilly that knows nothing. And what she did to me yesterday was reinforce exactly what I said. And the more
I love being a
the more
hillbilly.
angry I get. Again, I'm just going to say, can we please take this as a lesson, make something good out of it, and don't judge somebody based off of their accent, Jay. That's exactly what Jays for Justice is doing over on her panel all week long, too. Mocking me, mocking Terry Lynn, and everybody else that's got a Southern accent. Hey, Jay, while you're over there mocking everybody that's got a Southern accent, homegirl, guess what? You just alienated all of your Southern base as well.
Brittany J, no, that's not true. You named you and Terry Lynn because you and Terry Lynn are both stupid fucking grifting pieces of shit. Don't throw all of us Southerns into your fucking stupidity, you dumb fucking cunt. Y'all, I don't care about no fair use bullshit. Y'all ain't gotta post that. I don't give a fuck. Let them strike me. I'll win. I promise you that. I got a lawyer to take care of all that. If I can fucking get my channel back from SF Investigates, I can get it back from anybody. Try me.
Well, thank you for letting us know what you think about folks from the South. I appreciate you, boo.
Listen to this bitch.
Anybody, if you come in at somebody about having a Southern accent, then my channel is not the place for you. Period. Carrie Ray says, "Thank you so much."
Listen, this bitch gets
nasty. We all
nasty.
deal with someone like her, and as a good Southern woman, bless her heart. Yeah, for real.
Bless your
For
heart,
real.
Brittany.
I was kind.
Cunt.
I didn't even want to let you, like, you forced yourself up on my panel. I'll say it. You forced yourself on my panel. I said no over and over and over and over. You thank you. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you for the cash
Watch
app.
this, y'all. She gets nasty.
1 second, guys.
Free to cash out.
Oh,
Cash out. Gang, gang.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. Don't you don't have to say that you wished it
Listen
was
how
more.
she
That was
treats
more
this
than
girl. Hold
enough.
on.
Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, and you did it again. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. I think that's Let's Talk. Let's Talk. Wasn't that you that just sent me a super chat? I meant sent me those cash apps. Thank you, sweetheart.
Send me your cash app, y'all.
Brittany, she humiliated herself and showed her ignorance. You know what? I'm going to move on from it. I know that I'm just because I'm going to say something I regret. Ben says, now we will all be suspicious of those coming in here with an ailment and questioning our sympathy. She did no favors for people suffering from illness. No, because it's like, but that's what happens. And it's sad that it's like that too, for real. It really is. You almost just have to.
But yeah, I got the part where she gets nasty with that bitch. Well, not this bitch. Some girl too that fucking called her out. I don't know, Chris, how people still fucking support her. It blows my mind, man. Hey, Haley, how you doing? But yeah, she want to sit there and fucking no. Don't include all of us Southerners in that because some of us are proud of our heritage. Brittany J, you grifting fucking piece of shit. You got called stupid because you are a fucking stupid, uneducated cunt. Come at me, bro. Stupid fucking bitch. I have the whole clip though. It was fucking funny because then she says, "Ain't y'all supposed to be out celebrating Memorial Day?" Well, that right there proves the lady's whole point of calling that bitch fucking stupid because it's not fucking Memorial Day. It's Labor Day. Dumb bitch. Oh my god. Hey, Allie Boo. So Brittany J, go fuck yourself with a cactus whore, you dumb fucking cunt. But yeah, like she said, Jay called her and Terry Lynn because her and Terry Lynn are dumb fucking idiots, man. All you can do is laugh sometimes at these dumb motherfuckers. Alright, let's get on with old Jippy Rose. Oh, hi, Valerie. What's up? I'm gonna be what? Come on, troll me. Try to say something nasty, honey, because you ain't gonna fucking get me. Trust me. Come on. Let's see what you got. Try to insult me. Let's do it. Come on. Come on, Valerie Gabriel. Try to insult me. Let's see if you can do it because trust me, I don't believe you can. Right, Haley. She's fucking dumb, man. She like proved that lady's whole fucking point that she's uneducated. I'm waiting to get insulted here because it looks like someone's trying to insult me and or get me. Ooh. I've been dragged. I've been everything by the biggest and the baddest on here. It can't motherfucker phase me. Believe that. Fuck around and find out. I love trolls that think they can hurt my feelings. I have feelings, but yeah, they thought they were going to get me, didn't they? Cat got your tongue now? Send to fire Lenny. They don't want this smoke. Believe that. I turned on the 5-minute subscribers. They probably gotta wait 5 more minutes to fucking come back at me, but yeah. Bring it. Alright, let's get on with the Jip scamming Rose here. Yeah, Haley can let you know, fuck around and find out. Sorry, Haley. I'm not afraid of a motherfucker on here. Believe that. Believe that. Okay, this here, Gypsy's dad, which I actually like Rod. I don't know. I feel bad for him because I feel like he just wants the best for his daughter because he's missed out, and he really don't know everything that went on. And he don't want to believe, that she was the abuser instead of Dee Dee. You know what I mean? Right, Lenny? No, they can't. They can't insult me. I promise you that. People have tried for years on here to insult me and get to me, and nope. This here is about Rod's workplace of employment. I meant to dig into this a little more. I want to, but it's just kind of interesting. I love Yaley. I don't back down. Believe that. Okay, this is on Nina's channel. If y'all could share it. Of course, y'all know I love Nina. She can throw that tea out there better than any of them.
Yesterday, I did a post on Gypsy Rose's attorney's nonprofit organization. Do y'all remember that? Now, we're going to spin a block on the sponsors one more time because I got some serious tea that's about to make the people.
I think she's so beautiful. Her makeup, I love it.
More upset. Now, if you look right here, it says Edison Quest Offshore. This company has been said to steal $42 million from the state of Louisiana, allegedly. But I have a clip that y'all got to see, and you tell me what you think, baby.
Under Bobby Jindal, Louisiana handed out more incentives to big businesses than any other state.
Yeah, and one went to a frequent campaign contributor. Tonight, we hold the company and the state accountable. As we look into the contract, we discover that big company hasn't lived up to its end of the deal. Here's our new investigation.
I sort of got the heebie-jeebies.
A lucrative deal some may call corporate welfare.
That's an awful outcome.
May prove to be a big loser for Louisiana taxpayers.
It really looks like a shell game.
In 2008, the state of Louisiana signed an agreement with La Ship LLC, a subsidiary of Edison Quest Offshore. In that agreement, La Ship committed to
Yeah, Chris, I found her there in Gypsy stuff too.
total payroll $54 million. The positions in payroll had to be sustained for 42 months, from September of 2012 until the end of 2015. But in August of 2012, the state amended that agreement, giving La Ship more time to meet their job guarantees, moving the start date from September 2012 to March of 2014, the end date to June of 2017. In return, the state invested $42 million into the shipbuilding facility. According to Schwest's website, La Ship is an ultra-modern facility and is now the largest shipyard in the Schwest family of companies. While the state handed over the money, La Ship has underperformed on the job commitments.
They're not fulfilling the contract right now.
Correct. They are out.
And this company is allegedly who Rod works for, Gypsy's dad, or works with, or something or another.
Of compliance with the contract.
La Ship likely wanted to amend that original agreement because of low job numbers. In the summer of 2012, around the time those job guarantees were supposed to begin, La Ship had half the committed amount, 507 of the 1,000 jobs promised. That initial contract should have expired at the end of last year. If the company hadn't signed an extension, they would have fallen below that 1,000 job benchmark in 24 of the 42 months. The amendment created a new timetable, but the jobs still aren't there. In the first quarter of 2016, La Ship had just 232 jobs. Again, they promised 1,000.
That's a catastrophic shortfall. In my opinion, that should trigger a withdrawal of the deal. All the money should be getting clawed back by the state at that level.
But there's more. Remember, La Ship is a subsidiary of Edison Quest. Edison Quest is also a parent to North American Fabricators, another shipbuilding company. North American Fabricators facility is closed. The company isn't even referenced on the Quest website. Even though La Ship promised the state new jobs, it doesn't appear that it actually happened. The state admits Edison Quest simply transferred the workers from their shuttered company to the new one and got a large incentive package for it.
We see this problem in other states where companies have multiple facilities and sometimes they just move jobs around and get paid to do it, or they get paid to create jobs in one place, but they lay a lot of people off in another facility in a different product line. We think states have to hold companies accountable to an overall state headcount to prevent this problem.
All of this took place during the Jindal administration. Schwest and his family were constant campaign contributors, giving $1 million just to his presidential campaign.
We're absolutely against corporate welfare. we look for these companies to be very accountable.
According to incentives contracts, the state has the ability to take money back from underperforming companies.
Here's what I hope it says to the taxpayer. Number one, you and I are watching this carefully.
The Edwards administration says when the contract expires next year, they'll determine what the company owes the state back.
Are you going to claw back on this job deal?
We will indeed claw back should they fail to meet their performance requirements, which...
But they've already failed to meet some.
They have so far. But we are innocent until proven guilty. They'll get the full contract period in which to perform. Then they'll be evaluated. And if they're short, that's when we'll have clear numbers and a clear understanding of how much their underperformance might actually be.
The Edwards administration plans to wait another year to determine if they need to take money back. Greg Leroy, who watchdogs corporate welfare across the country, says the state should move in now. In these tough budget times, every dollar counts. In the beginning of 2015, La Chip met its job commitment, but since then, they've shed workers, failing to come close to a commitment the company made to the state in return for a large financial commitment made by taxpayers.
The company should be getting a haircut on the deal. There's just no doubt about it. Taxpayers are bearing the brunt of this deal. The state held up its end of the deal. The company's not holding up its end. And the deal is structured in a way that puts taxpayers at risk. That's just, in this day and age, nobody should be doing that anymore.
Now, the people of Louisiana should be very upset because these are taxpayers' dollars that they said that they would put back into the community for jobs, and they have under-delivered. So that means the taxpayers have paid this money, and this man has gotten away in this company with keeping the money. Now, again, this is what the news is saying. It's all alleged, but take it for what it's worth. I feel like these people need to be hot and bothered by this because this is a complete injustice. Yesterday, I did a post on Gypsy Rose's attorney's nonprofit organization. Do y'all remember that? Now we're
Just a second here. There's another part to this.
have paid this money, and this man has gotten away in this company with keeping the money. Y'all, I posted that, and shortly after I posted this, I received an email, and this email blew my wig cap right back. Look at this. Okay, so I believe the name is pronounced Schwest.
Hey, new kids.
So this person emailed me and said, Nina, you have uncovered the Bayou Mafia. The Schwest family is the richest, most powerful family in the Bayou. They cover up more corruption than you can even imagine. How do I know? I used to be the head of ethics and compliance for one of their companies, who was also a sponsor of this gala, and their logo is close to the Schwauss. I also consider one of the Schwauss family members a friend until recently, Dion. She is head of human resources at her family company. She is also an attorney. Her husband was caught, and I mean caught, having relations with her daughter's underage friends. Dion paid people to not go to the cops. He now lives in the guest house at Dion's house and is basically a Schwest family house guest. I am so glad I got away from these people. My life is so much better now. And she speaks more now here, but there's a button so I can't see it. But she said I could share this, and y'all, talking about blowing your wig cap back. I wasn't ready for that, baby. I was not ready for this. Ciao. Drop your comments down below because this blew me away. Also, I would like to say this is all alleged. This is from what someone sent me. I don't know this to be facts, but this person seems genuine, so take it for what it's worth.
Crazy, huh? I just thought that was interesting because that's who Rod works for. That's who she works for. There's some more here I'm going to play of Nina's. Then we can talk about it. I know, right, Allie? It's like, your corporate welfare, And like, you know, GR. Well, it is GR, but Gypsy Rose has this PR people, you know, now the Red Banyan. Hold on, we'll get to that. Let me one thing at a time, Cotton Valerie. Damn it. One thing at a time.
Gypsy Rose's bestie is now telling people that no, the feds can't be looking at her because her attorney said so. What I think her friend doesn't really realize is that he can actually lose his license if he was tipping her off. But I also don't think that he knows, which is why he's saying he doesn't know. Maybe, probably. A maybe is a promise to a fool, child. But anyway, let's listen to the friend.
I don't even know what there would be a charge. I don't even know what there would be charged you. Oh, I don't even know what there would be to charge you with. That's what he says. He doesn't know. That's for 2. Most likely, any statute of limitations is run out on any charges that could have been filed. Okay? So anything that could have even been filed against her, the statute of limitations have probably ran out. 3.
Probably.
The feds don't wait 9 years for anything. If they wanted you, they would have come and got you. Okay? No, the thing is, these online people think that they're the ones that opened the feds' eyes. Let's see. And 4, even if the feds were coming after you, that would have nothing to do with your case appearing or not appearing on CaseNet, which is what I said earlier. Y'all look at me, actually an attorney. No, I'm just kidding. Remember, I said that would have nothing to do with her. That case would not appear anymore just because the feds are coming after her. And I think a lawyer knows a little bit more than some of y'all detectives.
I want you to look. It says no time limit for unaliving, first-degree rape, sodomy, unlawful sexual offenses, or any Class A offenses. Okay. Including assault would be a Class A offense. I looked it up. It is. Considering Gypsy could be charged state and federally, they might not have came after her right away. Obviously, she's came out here. She's acted the fool. She only spent 10 years. And the federal government can say, I want to right this wrong. The state messed it up. Not to say that they are, but they can. Also, we know that allegedly they're embezzling money. That could be a charge too. They're shifting money around that they're making off of the unaliving of her mother.
Yep.
And if Mike Stanfield knows this, he wouldn't tell you because he can lose his license. And if he doesn't know, they're not going to tell him. They're not going to give him warning to let him know, oh, let me let your client know. Again, a maybe, sometimes is a promise to a fool, boo-boo. Okay, so Bookie, take that how you want to take it.
You know, because for years, the whole time Gypsy was locked up, I even felt bad for the girl. But now that she's gotten out, we've got to see who she really is. And like the autopsy and stuff, the pictures, everything coming out now. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. There's some more about the state. She is awful. Master manipulator, yep. Sure is, and she should have stayed off of social media because that's what's got her. She's fucked, and I feel something's gonna happen to this girl.
I have always said Gypsy Rose needs to be in prison for life, or she should have been given the penalty. I have also mentioned multiple times the system dropped the ball. And I'm going to roll this clip and show you guys some proof about how they did drop the ball and why this case needs to be reopened. And they need to recharge her. And double jeopardy, there's always loopholes. I know you guys keep saying that, but I'm telling you there's loopholes. And she can be charged federally because a dual sovereignty case, which like this is, her case started on the internet, communicating with Nicholas Godejohn. She also mailed the unaliving weapon across the line.
Sally.
It definitely allows the federal government to look at this. But anyway, watch this clip. No, but that's the whole issue is the autopsy report has been sealed. And why has the autopsy report been sealed? I think they did not do their due diligence, but they're also trying to hide something because they knew they wanted Gypsy to get away with this. And they knew they wanted it to be pinned on Nick. Think about how the whole interrogation went. That detective knew from the very beginning, it didn't matter what Nick said. They were going to go with whatever Gypsy said because they did not want Gypsy to sit in prison because she spoke on how she was abused, how things went bad, and how X, Y, and Z happened. They had pity on her, and they decided they were going to pin it on Nick. I also think at the time that the incident happened, because they thought it was a kidnapping, they didn't investigate it the way they should have at the scene. And I think I'm right. I'm going to show you why. If you look here, it's
Dee Dee Blanchard's family. That's who. And the only reason they're not doing anything right now is because of their dad, Gypsy's grandfather, which Gypsy accused him of SAing her, which is a lie. And they don't want to sue and put him through all of that because he's sick, allegedly. And the way I took it, they're waiting for him to pass, which is horrible, but they don't want to put him through that shit again with her. And they're waiting until he passes and they're going to get her ass.
Says the time of death is 3:13. How would that be possible if the police were called at 3:57? Not only were they called at 3:57, they waited on a search warrant to search that home. When you see those crime scene photos, that was taken at night. So what went wrong? Because not even the time of death is accurate, even based on the time that they got there. Meanwhile, Gypsy Rose is posting pictures about her pregnancy. Meanwhile, she's posting this, and we should be congratulating her. Girl, I hope you have your baby in prison. And I said what I said, and whoever's offended by it, that's your problem. The woman that took her own mother's life should be able to birth a child? What is going on? The federal...
Or that baby's going to grow up and it's going to pull a Gypsy Rose on Gypsy Rose. Just saying.
Government, what are you doing? The state of Missouri, what were you doing? How could you allow this monster to have a child? How could you allow a person like this to have a child? Why is she out here in the public? She should have never gotten out. And I know the federal government is handling this, allegedly, but this has got to stop because this has crossed the line. Like, there is too much going on and there's too much corruption in this entire case. Missouri, do better.
I agree. Nina is on it. Like, she should have never fucking been let out. Period. Look here. This is about her, the PR firm, Red Banyan, the ones that's handling all of her shit. Because people know Gypsy Rose fucked the fuck up and she's now fucking around finding out.
Gypsy Rose's social media handles have changed and the blue check mark is gone. Well, there's a couple of reasons why that may have happened, but let me show you and then we'll discuss it. This is her Instagram. You can see it's followed by Mia, Conspiracy, and other people as well. And she has the same amount of followers, public figure. The only difference is it says Gypsy Rose Media instead of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Again, the same thing with her TikTok page. It's saying the same thing. Again, with her YouTube page, it says Gypsy Rose Blanchard, but then at the ad, it says Gypsy Rose Media. As a content creator, this strikes me as odd. And the reason why this strikes me as odd is because as an influencer, generally you're relatable, right? And Gypsy Rose Media is not relatable. It's showing more of you're trying to be in the media, you're trying to make bank off of your name, or as if it's like a show or something deeper. It doesn't relate or cross over to influencer at all. In fact, it's giving the direct opposite. So that is kind of questionable to me. And for her to have a PR team and for them to do that, I think that's quite interesting. But secondly, I think what's interesting about that is the timing is weird, right? Why would they change it to Gypsy Rose Media? And also, why would she not have the check mark? Well, yes, with changing the name, check mark would come off and she would have to reapply for the check mark. Now on Instagram, all you have to do is pay like $14.99, use your ID or whatever that will verify who you are, and you will get your check mark. It's really fast. It takes less than 2 hours. Typically, you'll just
Hey,
submit the
Scout.
information, they'll approve it, and it'll go back up. So it's been up for a couple of hours and it hasn't changed. So that makes me wonder what is going on. Now we know there's trouble in paradise, right? After her last video, it really seemed like a cry out for help, or like a cry to where she wanted to manipulate Ken. And it was just odd that she would set her phone up on a tripod and sit on her bed and start crying. That just strikes me as very
Okay,
like,
bro.
tell me it's staged without telling me it's staged. So there's something going on and we don't know what's going on.
What's going on is Gypsy Rose got out of prison, came on social media and fucking exposed who she really is. Now she's got this PR firm and they're all trying to play cleanup crew and reinvent herself, which is some fuck shit. Too late because they know she fucked around, found out, and she's in hot water. They're onto her, and I think that's why they got the PR firm. I think that's why now she's trying to change everything. She should have stayed the fuck off social media, but I'm glad she didn't because now we get to see the real Gypsy Rose. And, you know, Dee Dee might not have been perfect, like someone said in comments a while ago, but I think Gypsy was a mastermind behind everything, not just the killing, just everything in general. Because at the end, Dee Dee had cancer and all this shit. She wasn't able to even take care of herself, so Gypsy was taking care of her. Hey, Sunflower, how are you doing? One more here from Nina. Then we can talk about whatever. We are anyway, but. There is, remember we watched the other night, that channel that was going over the autopsy and toxicology reports and stuff with the fucking idiots fighting. They're live right now. We might can watch to see what they're saying because they're saying new evidence. We'll see, but
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a manipulator, but she has committed the most heinous crime that you could. And not only did she commit that crime, she used a man that has autism. He has a low IQ and mental health issues that was collecting a disability check at the time to do her dirty work. That is a modern day Charles Manson. Now, I've seen a text today that I have seen in the past that I feel like the public needs to see because her mom's autopsy did come out and it's been proven that she didn't give her mother any medication to soothe the pain that she knew her mother was going to endure. But not only did she not do that, this is what she wrote before she had her mother unalived. Gypsy wrote, "The ish is going down tonight," Ruby said. Now, for those of you who don't know who Ruby is the alter ego that Gypsy Rose created, along with multiple other ones. She had one called Demona and several others. Now, she also had Nicholas Godejohn come up with a alter ego, and she basically enticed him to use that alter ego to unalive her mom. Now, keep in mind, this is a man with autism, a low IQ, and mental health issues that was collecting disability at the time. Now, she had been basically molding him for over 2 years. She did this via the internet, which is a federal crime. Okay. But also, I want you guys to take a look at this shed. And I want you guys to watch something after you look at this shed, because I feel like this shed tells you that there was so much more going on. Look at Gypsy's playroom shed. Do you guys see the Huggies? Do you see that little toddler bed? What do you think was going on in here? I also want you guys to watch this. Now, this was done by Becca Scoops, which you know I love her dearly. You guys need to go follow her on YouTube, Becca Scoops. But you guys need to watch this because it's very interesting.
Rod and his wife, Christy. The day after Dee Dee died, Sue posted on social media, quote, "Y'all, I love this family and have for 15 years. But those of us in Louisiana know that Gypsy can walk very well, actually. She also did not have hair loss from chemo. They shave it for 11 years. She never had leukemia. I'm an RN. She's 24, not 19, end quote. Miss Borderline was adamant that Dee Dee did not suffer from Munchausen by proxy. Dee Dee never hurt Gypsy ever, she told law enforcement. She was running a con. She gave Gypsy things other kids can only dream of. It may have been wrong, but I can't judge her. These reports were buried after the mainstream media bought Gypsy's lawyer's narrative about the crime. Immediately after it was reported that Dee Dee Blanchard was found murdered in her home, a small group of netizens, including those who knew Dee Dee and Gypsy, took to social media. Most of those posts were preserved from June 2015. Neighbors came out of the woodwork to reveal Gypsy was out of control after she discovered social media in 2009. According to one police warrant, beginning in 2009, Gypsy had 5 email addresses associated with different Facebook accounts that she created. They included fake profile names like Emma Rose and Devonna Wolf and Snow Gypsy, where she reportedly liked pictures of sadomasochism. In fact, one anonymous source who was interviewed just days after the murder told authorities a couple of years before she met Nick Godejohn, Gypsy was quite active on Facebook, where she propositioned older men in their 30s and 40s. Imagine you know nothing about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It's June 15th, 2015, and you happen to see this local news report.
They found the mother violently murdered inside their home and Gypsy gone. This morning, the sheriff announced they'd tracked the social media post to Wisconsin.
We have located Gypsy in another state. She is okay. We do have another person of interest in custody.
Friends worried for Gypsy Blanchard, who they say suffers from muscular dystrophy and is wheelchair bound. Police found her at Charlie Goldhammer's home in Big Bend.
As I know, the SWAT team came this morning, took my wife and I out of here. Something with my stepson, supposedly he did something in Missouri, which we don't believe because we never found.
Goldhammer's stepson is 25. He says Gypsy Rose was fine and wasn't in a wheelchair.
There's nothing wrong with her.
So she's okay.
Yeah, she walks and talks and does everything fine. I don't really know anything about her except that he's and her were talking to each other online. It's his girlfriend, and he went down there to get her and brought her back up here. That's about all I know.
As if no one grieved the death of Dee Dee Blanchard. She was villainized by Gypsy Rose Blanchard's defense team. She was villainized by her own family. She was villainized in every documentary made about the case. The winners write the history books. Have you ever heard that saying? And when it comes to the heinous crime of the demise of Dee Dee Blanchard, the winner is her daughter, Gypsy Rose. Thus, Gypsy and her supporters have written the history of this crime up until now. However, if you dig deep enough in the past, there were those who were mourning Dee Dee's demise, like Sue Bordelon.
One of the biggest questions that I have for Gypsy's supporters is every time that they say she was forced to be in a wheelchair, she was never able to walk. You do understand being able to walk, you're using a muscle, right? And if you don't use that muscle, it becomes weak and then you cannot use it. So similar to the way if someone gets into a car accident and they have a cast, a lot of times they have to do therapy, right? Because they have to exercise that muscle. If she was never able to walk, do you think she would have been able to walk right out of Nicholas Godejohn's home? Do you think his dad would have been able to say what he said? She was walking and talking like a normal person. Gypsy was in on the con. And she was tired of having to help her mom because her mom was becoming very sick. And she wanted the sausage, and she decided, I'm off her. So those of you, and I'm talking about the companies and the people supporting her, this is the woman you're supporting. This is what you're saying to other people that have disabilities like Nicholas Godejohn. that they're irrelevant. They don't matter. Gypsy was the one that was able to write the story and come out here and tell lies. So I urge you to reconsider and think about what you're doing. I hope you guys have a great day.
I agree. Exactly, Julie. She knew. She fucking knew what she was doing the whole time. Mm. And you know, her sending the stabby that they used across state lines, that should be a charge all in itself. Let me mail a stabby, you know, and look what happens. I'm fucked. Let's go over here and see what these yakking hoes are talking about. Let's see. This is fancy. I'm gonna speed it up here. They're live, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna speed it up so we can catch up because I want to hear saying new evidence. I've not heard unless it's autopsy and stuff coming out. Let's see. Yeah, hope they don't drive us nuts like they did the other night. This should be interesting. What this new evidence is. I pray they get this fucking gypsy. I get so pissed off. It says lots of new evidence.
That's how we used to do it with Colleen. I'm Fancy, and I'm Colleen, and you're watching the Good Vibes Network. So, oh my goodness, guys! So today there has just been a wealth of information just pouring out. We have been going through crime scene photos. We discussed a couple different things within the house, outside of the house. We've talked about some of the things with Christy, and I just kind of wanted to do a quick overview of all the things that we've kind of brought forward today. And I wanted you guys to be able to kind of just get a little bit more description of things. Now, I want to talk about something very quickly here that I have not talked about today. And so I did a little search for Springfield weather history for June 14th, 2015. So there were some scattered showers in the very early morning, but it did not, or about 1 o'clock, it did not last for very long. And then it was just kind of scattered clouds, and it was sunny until 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, and then at 8:54 to 10:01, it began raining pretty heavily at that point in time. The humidity was up about 90% to 93% at that time. So I want to show you something, and this is why it's relevant. So let me get this up. Amy's not even seen this yet. She has no idea what I'm about to show you guys. So if you're looking at the crime scene photos, one of the things that's very interesting to me about the fact that there is no, one of the pages of evidence of markers 1 through 7 is not in the case files. It is not there at all, as if 1 through 7 does not even exist. They start with 8, the page that says 8, 9, 10, 11, and it tells you about each different one of these things that they've collected. But what you're looking at right here is the driveway. And I have been trying to figure out exactly where it was that the cigarette is placed, okay? So I want you to look at this little spot right here. Do you see a red cap or do you see a cigarette butt there? Amy?
I can't see anything red.
You can't see anything red, and there doesn't seem to be, there's no cigarette butt right there, right?
No.
Okay, so just give me 1 second and let me pick up the next thing here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Hey, isn't that funny that after it rained, there's the red cap and the cigarette butt, and that's either the red cap or it's the red chewing gum. I can't tell from the picture, but it's there and there. And eventually a little number 1 marker goes down right here. What I'd like to know how it wasn't there and then it was there before they marked it.
And Gypsy smokes.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so but they went there, they got there at night, right?
They'd been there all afternoon. They did not get to, so, you know, they'd taken the pictures earlier, but they were not getting into the house, you know. So I don't know if it's backwards and that it was raining and then it wasn't raining and they picked it up. But this is obviously very, very dry.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's dry for sure.
extremely dry. It's light outside. And from what we can tell, it was still light outside when they started investigating the outside. And then when they breached the door around between 8 and 10 is when they went inside, and that's when it started raining. And that's why the one picture is dry and the next one is not, and they're in order. So the dry one is 37 and the not dry one is 39, which would indicate that 37 was taken before 39, not the other way around.
Right.
So dry, no cigarette, no red thing. Wet, cigarette, red thing.
Red cap.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Go
something.
back to the other one in the day, please.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me go back. I gotta go back. Hold on.
None of this shit makes sense, though. It's
I can't see what everybody's saying right now because
they just seen poor little
Everyone
Gypsy,
say
you
hi.
know,
Say hello
and
to Alicia and Anarchy and Sailor, Tripping the Lights, Cassie, Misbehaving. Says, yeah, she probably has an excuse not to get her shit done. Yep.
All right, so I've got my drive here. All right, so the first one, you want the wet one or you want the
Dry,
or you want
dry, please.
the dry one? Okay, hang on 1 second. I've got the wet one opening. All right, that's the wet one. It's number 39. If you go right here, number 37 is the dry one. There's absolutely nothing there.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
No, there's not. There's
there.
nothing. Okay.
There's no
I know,
cigarette butt,
child. I feel
there's
so
no
bad
red
for
cap,
Nick, man. They
there's
fucked
no chewing
him.
gum.
Nothing. No.
It does not look like it was wet and then dried. So we've got, this is 37 and 39 looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could easily see this, the red thing, right? You could easily
Oh,
see it.
absolutely. It stands out.
It's definitely not there in the picture.
Yeah, it's not. It's there, and it's not. Yeah, I just don't understand when it was put there.
I don't either. And it's, the timeline of this is very suspicious, and it's one of the things that we've been working on today. So I want to show you guys something that I find really, really interesting about all of this is something else it has to do with Christy. So I'm going to share this little video right here.
That's true. Plastic and cigarette butts will float too.
Right, they would float. Hold on, so let me go right here. Go back just 1 second.
Yeah, true. Was it a cat from one of them damn buggers?
No, it's much smaller than that.
No, I know.
From what I can tell, you know. All right, so let me stop the screen. Let me go here.
Misbehaving said, when do the markers go down?
I am not sure what the first time. They don't have timestamps on any of this.
That's the thing. There's no timestamp.
That's one of the problems that we're having is that there's not timestamps on anything. But I want to show you this video. Let's talk about this one next. So this involves the medicine cabinet, and I want you guys to. It's just a little 3-minute clip, and then we'll discuss. So here we go. Oh, hold on. There's no sound. I have some interesting information from the crime scene photos and the autopsy that have me a bit perplexed. And Ms. Christie, I would like some explanations, ma'am, please. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we've all seen this picture. It's been in all the documentaries, and it's the classic picture that HBO used to promote the theory that,
I can't stand
Dee
Christy.
was doing all kinds of horrible things, and she was using all kinds of medications that Gypsy didn't need, and that just how polarizing this entire freaking picture here is, right? We all remember that, right? Okay. Now, if you look, and it's all in open boxes, it's all in opened everything. It's kind of just very interesting to me, but I want you guys to think about something. Now, the story has always gone that after the house was released, after Dee Dee's body was found, and the police released it to Christy and Rod, which I have no idea why they would release it to her and not the Petrie family. But hey, whatever. The story goes that, she found this wall of medicines, and she phoned up Mr. Stanfield and was like, oh my God, Mike, you have got to see this. The police missed everything, and this is crazy, right? We've all heard that story.
Facts, truly.
Hold my beer. Now, do you see an evidence marker right there, number 144? I see an evidence marker right there, number 144. Hey, look, do you see what's missing on that shelf and that shelf with the marker said 144? There's nothing there, right? Right. And for further proof, if you look down here to the last line of the autopsy history, it says it was reported that the medication was collected by the Greene County Sheriff's Office at the scene. It was collected. But Christy wants us to believe that this was there days after the murder with no evidence marker, nothing being taken from the shelves, and that she cracked the case of the Munchausen by proxy shit with Mike, right? Hey, Christy Blanchard, you've got some splaining to do. Oh, and by the way, that letter that you wrote for me about the history of your life with Rod and Dee Dee that you're now trying to go around and say you didn't write? Honey, I have the text messages of you actually telling me you were writing it, that you did write it, and then you sent me the actual pages as well as pictures of the pages. Do you have a memory problem? I mean, it seems to me that the Blanchard family really has a problem with remembering the truth. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.
So
Let's have a little chit chat.
let's.
Well, give me your opinion, Amy, because, I've already got my opinion forming here, but I'd love to hear what you think and what the
So
audience thinks.
Christy said that she had the medication.
Yes, the story always was that when they turned over the house to Christy and Rod, that she found the medicine cabinet. It was 100% filled top to bottom. This is in Mommy Dead and Dearest, her talking about this, and that she herself phoned up Mike Stanfield, Gypsy's lawyer, and said, hey, you need to come over here and you need to look at this.
All
because,
this medicine.
oh my God, you can't believe this.
So it wouldn't have been there.
It wouldn't have been there.
Right.
The police stated in the autopsy that they collected it at the scene. The evidence marker shows that was there and that the medicine was there with an evidence marker on it. And then it shows the evidence marker is on an empty shelf with an empty shelf below it. And they took all of that medication. And so what would be interesting about that, beyond the fact that they took it, and Christy says that they didn't, it would indicate that all of that medication in that spot right there was actually Dee Dee's medication, not Gypsy's, because Gypsy's are still here. Her, some of the inhalers are still there. There's some other things still on the side there, but yet.
So why say she saw it?
Well, it sold the Munchausen by proxy story that
sure did,
and it sold the fact that the cops missed it. Just like they supposedly missed a prescription pad under the bed. And there's a whole lot of different stories about that story. But hey, guess what? It's never proven one thing about it being a medicine, a freaking prescription pad. It's literally something she circles that is just about this big underneath the bed. That's a little white little thing. And I said to her, that doesn't look like a prescription pad at all. That looks like some sort of like box or a hard item. It's not. Where's the prescription pad, Christy? If you found her actual prescription pad, ma'am, why don't you have an actual prescription pad? And the funny thing about it is she used the photo from the crime scene to actually circle that and tell me that was the prescription pad.
Good night, Allie. Love you.
Pictures of the prescription pad that she supposedly found over there. Now, I don't know a whole lot of nothing about nothing, but that sure seems like accessory after the fact at this point.
Yeah, that certainly does.
You want to look at the pic again? Yes, we can look at the picture. Let's look at the pictures. Let me see here. All right, so they're turned sideways. That's one of the reasons why I didn't necessarily want to do it that way, but hold on. Let me stop the screen from what it's sharing. Let me put it up here. Share the screen. Google Drive. Here's this. Okay, so if you're looking at it, you're right. That's all very organized. You're right. Well, the rest of it's kind of just haphazardly thrown in there. You are correct. You're very correct. And they used that in Mommy Dead and Dearest as a reasoning for how the rest of the house was completely shut. She really maintained this medicine cabinet, and how that indicated that, that was the most important thing to her, was making Gypsy sick. And now that's not the case, ma'am. That's not the case. So how did we go from that and go backwards to this?
Right.
How? And then you're telling me that you walked in and it still looked like this, without the evidence marker, of course. And, Amy, it makes me think a little bit more about what you were saying about how certain bottles were labeled next to her, like Sleepy Baby and all that. I'm wondering if, like you said, can you tell what you thought about that?
So about labeling them, so
labeling
Gypsy
them
knew which one. So she knew which ones to give her.
Yes, right, exactly. So now, that's interesting to me. I feel like maybe that is true. Maybe she did label the ones that, hey, this is the one you give me for this, and this is the one you give me for that.
Right.
It's very clear that the shift of caregiver had shifted at that point. Absolutely. It was no longer Dee Dee taking care of Jip. It was Jip taking care of Dee Dee. Right?
Yep.
Shh. Stop crying.
It's like, but I have something to say about it.
He's like, I have something to say.
Okay. So.
All right. Yeah.
So Christy, are you thinking she put stuff there in
No,
order to
I'm
take a
thinking
pic
she
or just lied
fabricated
about it?
a lie with HBO using that first picture that has no marker, the one that we've all seen. It's actually in the opener that I put out here for my documentary, the
Mhm.
opener we use. It's the classic one, it's this first one that there's no marker, there's nothing, it's all organized, it's all like
Yeah.
this. And oh my God, it was just so striking. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
And
right.
she has literally told that story over and over again and is 100% in Mommy Dead and Dearest.
Mhm.
I will find a clip of that and I will show you guys exactly when she said this and how she said it and what she said,
Mhm.
because we already know that she floated out Munchausen by proxy into the Facebook groups. We already know that she contacted MJ Pack and changed the narrative of the story that MJ Pack was reporting in real time on Thought Catalog. We
Mhm.
also know that MJ was convinced to take all of the links down to all of the evidence and everything right before Gypsy got released. And now you can't even click on anything in Thought Catalog. But what's so funny is, hey, guess what? Megan gave me all of those screenshots when she was working for us.
Oh.
So I have them all still. So this to me smells like a cover up in so many ways. We
So
know
many
that the crime
ways.
scene does not fit. We know that the body is wrong. We know that the blood is wrong. The lividity is wrong. The whole thing is not right. And we're going to get into something about the decomposition of the body here in a minute, because there is no way that she was in the early stages of decomp, which is autolysis, which is basically where the body begins to start eating itself and the organs begin to liquefy.
Yes.
That would be within the first 24 hours to 72 hours, not 4 days later. In 4 days later, 4 to 5 days later, you should be in the bloat phase where she should have been very, very bloated. There should have been a greenish color around her intestine area.
Yes.
There's none of that. The skin should have, if she was bleeding internally, the skin should have turned a blue, and she did not. It was very pallor white. They call that visceral pallor.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's just unbelievable to
Yeah,
me.
the things that we've had to look up and learn about. I mean, so interesting. Number one,
Yeah.
number two,
Right.
it really, really puts things into perspective when you understand what you're looking at.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Exactly. There is no way David didn't smell Dee Dee. And he literally said, this
We
is really
just
interesting
talked
to
about
me.
this before we got live, didn't
Right.
we?
Well, I actually want to talk to you about something somebody sent me. Give me 1 second to look it up because it is very interesting. It's statements made by Mr. Blanchard that really kind of got me thinking. And I appreciate you guys for sending this in
I love the help we've been
because
getting. Like, really, people have really been helping us out.
yes, I'm so excited for all the help that we have been getting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my dryer is shaking like crazy. Okay. Hold on, let me get it.
I agree, y'all. I don't get how she doesn't have long-term effects. Like, I don't know. And like if they mention inhalers and stuff, but the bitch smokes cigarettes. I mean, crazy.
All right, here it is. First of all, did you know that David Blanchard is ambidextrous?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yep, he's ambidextrous. And
Mhm.
then there's a lot of other quotes that things that Smiley Jean sent in to me, but there's a very specific thing that I saw today. His statement. Where did it go? It's not in that one. I like literally took pictures of all of it. That's not it either. Where did I put them? Hold
Yeah,
on.
Mandolin, my brother had to see a geriatric doctors. He had cirrhosis. So yeah.
Let me see if it's in here. I might have put it in my computer totally already instead of in there because I know I labeled it David. He does not like me at all. I can tell you that right now. That man does not like me.
That's interesting too. What
Yeah.
Sandra just said about the wife being Wiccan, and that maybe she could have taught some stuff to Gypsy. I don't know. I think all of them. I think the whole lot of them are shady. Every one of them. I think the people that are involved with the Vigicon, I think they're all shady.
Okay,
I mean, I went through some pictures today, and man.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking for a statement, and I
Thank you,
just
Mandolin.
see if I can find it real quick. But if not, I will put it out later. But what he said about finding the body is very, very interesting. And he states he didn't see a knife, he didn't see blood, and there was no odor. And that is interesting. Why did he say he didn't see a knife when he had no idea that Dee Dee had been, stabbed to death? Is it on my phone? I gotta figure out where I put this. I freaking screenshotted it. Yes, it's on my phone. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is where it is. No. That's about brain disease and the wipes and all that. I know I saved it somewhere. I just don't remember what I did with it, but it's an interesting statement for sure. It is a statement he made to a news station. I will find it for you guys, but it literally states the knife first. Then he states that there was no blood, and then he states he didn't smell anything.
Right.
All three things are very suspicious in that actual freaking statement.
I mean, like I said, the house was not it wasn't real big.
Right.
So it's going to be pungent. It will. You walk in, that's going to hit you. I
Right.
don't care. I don't understand.
Right.
But what I'd like to know, did the officers, were they smelling anything when they walked in? Do we have
They
anything on
they
that?
did not say that. They did not. And I don't remember Kay Hughes telling me that in her in the thing, because she would have smelled horrifically.
Mhm.
So the only explanation is that the body was kept cold somewhere. And you can say that that's the 45 degrees, but here's what I think is really odd about that. Okay, it wasn't set to, or when they took pictures, it was not at 45 degrees. It was at 66 degrees, and the house was about 70 degrees. So I'm thinking that's probably after they were going in and out, in and out, in and out, and it rose, right? But even if you set it to 45. One of our viewers explained to us that she did some research on it, and yes, that thermostat does seem sus, very much sus. And thank you for the super chat. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it,
much,
guys.
yeah.
Everything we do here is on a volunteer basis, so we appreciate any little bit that you can send for helping us continue to do what we do. But okay, so
Appreciate it so much.
So the only way that her body would not be in a further state of decomposition is if it was held somewhere very, very cold, very, very, very cold. Now, the air conditioner could not have done the job because it can only cool a house to 15 to 25 degrees less than what's outside. So we're talking around, it was 80 something around those days.
80 something that
We're
day.
talking about 60 some odd degrees, which would indicate why it was 66. Now, the crime scenes photo that I found where they're showing it at 45, they turned it all the way to 45 at that point because they were trying to see how low it could go. It was not because of all that it was set to that way. Now, I don't know if it was set, and David, when he went through, he changed it. Okay. But thank you for following us from TikTok. Thank you. But it wouldn't have been enough to keep her body from decomposing. Now, a freezer would. And a walk-in freezer could be, or a walk-in fridge could, which I started thinking about this today. We were talking about how would they have transported her from wherever to wherever, so the truck would make sense as it being pulled into the grass there, and that that's when they took off. Okay, so they could have been bringing her body back, but I actually think there's a better explanation that could be very plausible, and it's that it's the South. It's not the South, but it's Midwest, and people do a lot of storing of food in these things. Like we had a huge freezer for years until we left our last house, and we decided we didn't want to carry it again because we didn't have anywhere here to put it.
Yeah, we used to have a big freezer.
It could have been a.
Did you freeze? Are we both froze? Can you guys still hear me? All right, I gotta tell her that she's froze. I'm telling her. Hold on. Okay, you guys can hear me and not Fancy. All right, I'm trying to let her know. I'm trying to let her know. Okay, she's gonna leave and come back. I'm good, Mamlin. How you doing? Thanks for everybody coming tonight. Ocean, Michelle, Misty. But Alicia, the truck, this is where the truck comes into play, what we're talking about right now. Like if this, when we're just theorizing until we can figure this out, it's not conspiracy, we're just.
My internet's down. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just random weirdness. Okay, so it could have been a freezer like that in the shed, because the shed did have electricity in there. There's a fan up in there, so it could have easily been out there. And I did see a smaller freezer like that inside the house, but definitely not something they could have.
Truly, and don't forget, Nick thought she was pregnant and lost the baby because of Dee Dee's abuse. She used that to get Nick, and I don't know if he still grieves it, but I know for the longest time while they were locked up, or he's still locked up, he was grieving that child that never existed. She used that. She faked that pregnancy and faked that miscarriage to get him to hate Dee Dee even more, which, in my opinion, fueled the fire for him to want to take Dee Dee's life even more.
Body in. And for those of you that think, oh, she's just spinning another conspiracy theory, I'd like you to look up how many times schmurderers put people into freezers and tell me that it's not fucking crazy.
I mean, has anything been not crazy with this fucking case? Like, seriously, nothing is out of the realm to me, a possibility, because
I'm not talking about an up and down freezer inside of a freaking fridge. I'm talking about a big ass freezer.
Hey, Susie.
that's long in length and deep in way that they could have put her in there, and then we would never know because
They are reaching on this freezer shit. I'm not buying
and they could
that.
have just taken away the
That's
actual freezer
no.
and no one would know where she had been all that time. They said her body was cool. They said that it's very confusing. The autopsy itself is super, super confusing. So let me get this real quick for you guys. Because I've got it. I did a little thing on it today and I want you guys to hear it. What the heck? Videos. Okay, I think it's
She
this
would be
one.
challenging. That's why we feel like
Oh,
it was more than one person, if you know what I'm saying. Definitely more than one person was involved in this.
Okay, so I think this is the one I did where I kind of went into this a little bit. Bella's freaking bed in the towels, for heaven's sakes. I guess. I don't know. All right, here, guys. See if I've got it up here. That was crazy. All right, here we go. Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. Now, earlier today, we were talking about all the dryer sheets that were all over the bed in Dee Dee's room on several different layers. And the other thing that we talked about is the stage of decomp is just completely wrong. And I will be going over that in more detail here, probably tomorrow for you guys, or later this evening, even if I choose to go do a live. But what I really want you to think about is that the decomp could not match even the 4 days that we've been led to believe that Dee Dee was unalive for. It still doesn't match. But everybody wants to talk about the 45 degrees again. Now, yes, she did set it to 45 degrees, the thermostat to 45 degrees. Yes, it does go that low. But here's the thing that we found out the other day through a viewer and doing our own research after she brought this to our attention is that even if the thermostat was set to 45, it was over 80 degrees that year in June when her mother was supposed to be laying there for 4 or 5 days. And the air conditioner, while being set to 45, could not have ever cooled the house to 45. What would have happened is if it was trying to cool it to 45 fully and it went down that low, the air conditioner would have fucking frozen. So that's not going to happen. What we know is that it could have cooled it between 15 and 25 degrees lower than the temperature outside. And that would put us right about 60 degrees or so. Could it possibly be 66 that the actual thermostat was set to when they entered the home after the search warrant and after David Blanchard had been in there? Because I think that might have happened. But I do not think in any way, shape, or form that Dee Dee died on that bed. Her body is weirdly placed. It's not a sleeping body. It looks like somebody just dragged it up there and threw it into that position. She has no freaking pillows under her head. She lays that way. There's no way that Gypsy could have ever slept in the bed with her if we believe that she was laying like that normally. That is just a very odd position. Now the dryer sheets are laid out in that exact same position. There is blood where it should not be and no blood where it should be. The bathroom has fingerprints everywhere. And throughout the house, there is blood all over the place. The kitchen, the hallway, the bathroom. But where there isn't really blood is the bedroom, where you want me to believe that this went down. Now, the biggest problem for me in all of this is Nicholas and his accounting of things, because he throws a monkey wrench into the timeline of everything. And so I'm really hard pressed to figure out how in the world did all of this go down? How in the world did the coroner, the medical examiner, make so many weird mistakes? Why do we not have time of death? Why do we have a pronouncing of death before anybody could have ever got in there and looked? Why do we have such strange things going on with David Blanchard and anyone connected to him? Not even Dan, David Blanchard. He's much more suspicious than anyone. But I do think it's odd that Gypsy and her crew led us to the wrong Dan Glidewell for many years, including during this year as well. Dawn Brown was still saying that was the right Dan, and that she was scared because she had to sit across the street or a table from his aunt, and how dare I do all of this and make her have to live in fear. Meanwhile, she knew that wasn't the right Dan. Now the new Dan, the Dan that everybody believes it is because, he has the Springfield address. He has been at VisionCon, and all those things just magically pops up for all of us. And he's definitely the right one. But why? Why would Gypsy out Dan now? Unless, one, she's trying to take the focus off of someone else. Or two, we all know how Gyp gets when she don't like something you've done. Just remember, the last person who got in my way is Dan.
Yep.
Have a good one from the Good Wives. Serving up true crime. One dish at a time. Bye, guys. Okay, so some people are asking, wouldn't the medical examiner know if she had been frozen? Yes, right. He should know that. Now, she could have not been, remember, I only said that would be one possibility. They could have also had somebody in a walk-in refrigerator. It would have done the same thing to keep her in her body from decomposing.
Yeah.
Like there's no explanation as to how there is no decomp. Rowdy, hush, please.
And like I said, we are theorizing right now, just until we can.
Right.
Because, man, there's a lot to theorize about.
This is all allegedly in our opinion for entertainment and education purposes only. That's it. So Yes, I have Facebook messages from David and things like that. Yes, Smiley Jean, we were just talking about those a minute ago. I was looking for the article, which I know I took pictures of, where he said, you know, the knife, there was no knife, there was no blood, and there was no odor. And so that makes no sense. Now, Nicholas, like I said, is a problem inside of all of this, because I do believe he went to the house. I do believe that he did go ahead and jab her the 4 times. I do believe there's evidence to show that there was a left-handed and a right-handed stabber, which I did say that, you know, David is ambidextrous, so we've got that. But I'm just saying that there's no way that the decomposition would be in the state that it is at all. Now, I saw somebody talking about how they can keep their house cool inside to like 68 when it's 100 and something outside in Arizona. I totally get that, and I've thought that before too. But I'm just thinking, I talked to my
I
husband
don't see
about it.
how. I mean, I live in
yeah,
Vegas, and no way could we have kept it. I mean, well,
no,
I
I
mean,
can
maybe
set
if
it
you
there,
have
but it
2
never
units.
gets all the way down.
If you have 2 units, we had 2 units in the one house. One
Right.
was for upstairs, one was for down. So that I could see maybe, because we were able to keep that house pretty cool. But no, I lived there.
There's absolutely no way that she died in that room. Okay, that's 100%. There is no way she died in that room. And people do.
I
things
agree
like
with
this.
that.
This is the thing. You cannot apply logic and reason to crazy. Okay,
You cannot.
This is crazy.
Well, that you can't, you know, I mean, you can say, well, that makes no sense, and that makes no
Right.
sense.
Well,
But
here's
none of
the
this
next
makes
part.
sense.
I mentioned the dryer sheets, and I want to show you the dryer sheets, because
Yeah, I want to see
Ryan
that
is
part.
who actually, we were on a live at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we began looking at these dryer sheets. So let me show you that real quick.
Episode 385.
We'll start with where Ryan is talking about it, and then more of what we found later as well. So let me go ahead and, oh good, it is that one. Okay. So, all right.
Episode 385 of how Ryan has entirely too much time to deep dive into. In today's episode, I found out something really strange. I mean, really strange. I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments, to be honest. Y'all heard me go on and on and on about baby wipes. You're going to hear a whole lot about dryer sheets. Preface. We were looking at the lividity and how the body had the lividity of the bed mattress, even though there was a topper on top of it, but that's for another video. I want to show you guys something. Dryer sheets. Lots of dryer sheets underneath the foam topper. So there was a sheet, then a foam topper, and then the mattress. Those are dryer sheets. Hold on. There are more dryer sheets on top of the foam topper. Okay, dryer sheets. Those are dryer sheets. And you say, well, obviously it has to do something with the markers, because there's markers by the dryer sheets. Lots of markers by dryer sheets. But you know what? It can't be because of the dryer sheets, because there are dryer sheets right here that do not have markers on them. Weird. Another shot up here. No markers by said dryer sheets. These are dryer sheets. They stand up. Look at them. Look right there. They're standing up. These are freaking dryer sheets. This is actually the foam topper. We couldn't figure it out for a hot minute, but that is marker number 27. So this is on the foam mattress topper. Don't tell me that those are not dryer sheets. They stand up. They are creased. Those are dryer sheets. They're on. Look at this. Look, they're all over the place. Zoom in. Zoom in. I'm not even kidding. Y'all wanted to know how maybe the body didn't smell? There's about a box and a half of dryer sheets on top of the. So there was a sheet, and then there was the topper, which has dryer sheets. You take the topper off. There's dryer sheets on top of the mattress. Why would you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like this bitch talking here. This is one that was fucking had attitude the other night. Dryer sheets, no matter if you use 2,000 fucking pounds of dryer sheets, is not going to cover the smell of a decomposing body. This bitch is dumb. I'm sorry. That's fucking. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Literally take the time to put dryer sheets on top of a topper, take the topper off, and put dryer sheets on top of a mattress. This makes zero sense to me. Write in the comments what you think, because yes, I have entirely too much time on my hands, but do not tell me this is not weird.
Okay, so we've got that one. Oh, we're talking about the dryer sheets that were placed all over the bed, weirdly.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, okay, so look at this. This is the next part of this.
Hey, y'all, I got something even more.
Is it playing already? Let me make it big. And we can look at the pictures at another time if you guys want, because I'm about to, get off of here. But let me show you this.
Hey, y'all, I got something even more interesting for you to see in this Gypsy Rose case, something that we never caught. So here you go. Mattress, spot, mattress, spot. Where that spot is, correct? Spot. So there's the spot. There's the spot. I had to do a whole lot of editing for this. There's the spot right there.
Explain that. All right. What's black behind her head? That is Dee Dee's actual body. So Dee Dee is not over here at all. But on this sheet right here is this huge pool of some of the blood that is there. Okay. It's one of the only spots that there's actual blood that goes through. So Dee Dee's laying over here. The blood is over here. I don't know how that happened unless it just leached from out in there and it happens. But let's keep watching here. So we've got body, blood.
Okay. Mattress, spot, sheet, spot. Same place. Look up there. Look up there. Same exact place. It was on the sheet. It was on the bed. Where is it on the mattress pad? Sheet and bed.
Yes,
nothing on
I
the mattress
agree,
pad.
Truly.
Also,
She's a dumb bitch.
y'all remember those pads?
Okay, hold on.
I noticed the mattress pad right away, though.
Crap about who? No, we're showing something specific that she's helped with. All right. Yeah. No, you're fine. Okay, I want to show you guys one more piece of this that I found today. So there is blood somewhere else on the mattress pad, but not over here. But there's another part of this. If you guys just give me a second.
I don't think any amount of dryer sheets are going to cover up decomp.
No. I think that, okay, so there's a couple reasons why the dryer sheets could be down there. I think that Gypsy could have seen that her mother did that to make the bed smell good in general, right?
Yeah, we talked
Okay,
about
so
that earlier. Yeah.
hundreds of them would make it smell better, right? And there would be no smell, so nobody would notice that my mom is laying there dead for 5 freaking days, right?
True. I can see why they would be. I see that, but I see what Gypsy would have been thinking.
Right. Now, my husband did a little bit of research on this morning, and what he found, I'm sorry, the photos are just not loading. It's irritating the hell out of me. What he found was that while dryer sheets, yes, could have been used for the fact to cover up the smell, supposedly, along with the baby powder, what else they could have been used for is to keep flies away. They actually act as horse flies if you rub them on the body, and it will keep the flies from coming in there and laying eggs and eating her body. And with the back door being ajar, there absolutely would have been flies drawn to that body if it had been laying there. So I mean, the pads could be something along that effect, but it still would not explain why she's not further decomped. And even the body itself releases so many different types of toxins and things that the maggots and flies are just absolutely drawn to that. And yet we have no flies. We have no looking like something has been eating at her body, no maggots on her body. She is, I mean, really, really, really clean. You know, I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Hold on a second. I really just
yes. And it's unfortunate that I, can say I have smelled somebody who has passed.
Yeah.
And it's a very it's worse than even a deceased animal. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's not the same. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. They would be overwhelming at first, but I don't know. Plus, if Dee Dee wasn't able to bathe or do a lot of things because she was pretty sick, they could have been doing that too, make the room smell fresh. Because, you can see that room was set up to where she was going to be sitting there for a while. She was going to be in there for a while. She had her pills, but her wallet was right there. Her phone was right there. Her remote was attached to the headboard. She had her little, lights up and everything. She had the setup going on.
And if you look at the rigor of Dee Dee's body, if it had been more than 36 hours, then the rigor should have released at that point. But when they rolled her over, her arm is literally plastered to her head.
Right.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me go back.
But it's up over. It's on her forehead.
Yeah, it's up on her forehead, and it's like it's stuck there. It's stuck. It's not just there. Hold on, let me see if it might be evidence markers. Let me see here. I want to show you guys because there's another piece of the bed that's missing in these two pictures, and I want to show you.
She's just so pale. She's just so pale when she should have been.
My computer not working properly. This is irritating the ever living fuck out of me.
And the missing, the missing blood. I mean, it's very concerning. I mean, this is why we are theorizing to this point, because where is that? Where is that at? Where's the blood? Please tell me. Didn't soak in any of those pads. We're looking at those pads right now. I think she may have been drug in on one of those pads, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. Now they could have drug her. They could have put her in a truck like that, put her on that mattress pad, and drug her ass. I'm telling you, multiple people were involved.
Had to be. Be. She did not die in that bed. I'm very, very sorry, but she did not. All right, let me go down here. I'm looking for the pad in between these things, which is going to show you.
Yes, the marks on her wrist weren't mentioned either.
No, they weren't mentioned. All right, I think I'm where it is. All right, so here we go. All right, so this is what we're going to show. Let me
noodles. It's weird that there's talk about 500-year-old vampires and now the missing blood. That is too funny. You are right, though.
Well, it's also interesting that Dan the man, enjoyed dressing up as a freaking
yeah, he enjoyed that
vampire.
Too, didn't he?
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're talking about. So Dee Dee's head was approximately, she was laying across this bed like this. Okay. You see my cursor going across. She was lying diagonally where 24 is. Now 24 would be indicative of some amount of fluid being released from the body, but definitely not as much that you would expect. She would have released her bowels. She would have released toxins from her skin and everything. It's just almost like she sweat to death on this bed. Okay. So here we go. That's the first part that I'm looking at. Now let me explain to you. All right. So now here is this. So that's over the foam mattress pad and in between the sheet and there. So again, we've got the same pattern. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Same pattern.
Matches up.
So now this is the mattress pad underneath that pad that has all of the dryer sheets all over it. But there's not any blood here. Not any blood here at freaking all. Do you see that? There's one little blood spot right here, but there's nothing over here where that big old spot is on everything else, right? Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. But then we get to the actual mattress itself, and lo and behold, it's there again.
Wait, what?
With more dryer sheets. And somebody keeps telling me that this is like the foam topper, that this is a foam topper. No, ma'am, this is the actual mattress. We can see it in the fact of, if you guys just give me 1 second here. Oh, damn it.
Do we see the
that looks exactly like a foam topper.
The mattress itself.
I thought
You can
Amish had,
tell.
she had 2 toppers. I'm not kidding.
No, she
That's
has
a topper.
a protector, a mattress pad, the topper. Then there's that thing. I'm trying to see where the bed. They show it
Yes,
from the side.
Misty. I agree.
They show it from the side. Hold on. Are you guys able to see all this? I don't want you to see it right now. So hold on.
I didn't think about. Anita said that. What if it was a waterproof mattress cover?
Yeah, but still, there would not be blood. Then no blood. Then blood. Then
Right.
no.
It wouldn't be there, then not there. Yeah, that's bizarre.
There. Then not there. I saw the bed. They took a picture of the bed, which showed that the mattress itself does have that pattern on it. I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's not in this one. It's probably in the bed. But anyway, when you look at it, it's definitely, it is the mattress. Is that? And if you think about the way that they're putting the markers down, so this is 25 and this is 26 and this is 20. So it's very confusing as to where did it go.
Mhm.
And it does not seem, and then if you look at the patterns of whether this is the mattress pad or not, whether you think this is the mattress pad above the bed or not, it could be. But here's the thing. Do you see the swirling patterns here?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that I'm looking at this is, if you had these swirling patterns on your body, wouldn't you need to be directly on top of this, not have
You would think.
between? Okay, well,
How thick
let's
is the?
try and finish it up here because she did this work and I want her to be able to get.
That's definitely a mattress pad.
So here we go.
Patterns, right? Remember the patterns? Remember the patterns? Remember the patterns? Patterns? Couldn't figure them out, of course. We've always said this, though. Patterns. There's the patterns. There's the patterns. There's the stuff up in the corner. Patterns and stuff up on the corner. There's the pads. Smooth as can be. I may have too much time on my hands, but at least I catch shit.
So she would have had to been laying directly on that topper or mattress, whichever one you want to think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
So then that really is baffling to me, because then how's there nothing on that?
You guys think that there is one that is that like that? There is a topper that's like that, and now they sell them in blue and all that stuff. But what I'm telling you still is the blood does not add up. No matter which way you look at it, it still doesn't add up right. It's completely wrong. And the mattress is taken, that they take a picture of the mattress, and the mattress has that pattern on it. There is no other mattress pad taken into the crime scene photos and into custody. They don't do it. It's the freaking mattress. That mattress has that pattern. So any which way you look at it, it's
whether it's the mattress or whether it's a pad, there was something over top of that should have, that had all the stuff on, right? And then she's got that pattern on her that wasn't what she was laying directly on. That wasn't what she was laying directly on. Am I right?
That's not what she was laying directly on, according to whatever the difference is. Yeah, no, she would have had to lay directly on top of it, not through a sheet, not through a mattress pad, not through a topper, not through that. You know.
Yeah, you know what? Because let me say, okay, because I bought one and I didn't like the pattern on it,
Yes,
right?
they do have a carpet cleaner.
So listen. So I didn't like the pattern on it because I didn't like how it made me feel when I was sitting on it, laying on it, whatever. So I flipped it over and the other side didn't have it, right? But yet it didn't sink through to my body.
Right.
And it was about 2 inches thick. So that didn't sink through. I didn't get the lines on myself. So yeah, now you really got me thinking.
Exactly, Angela. The topper wouldn't leave a pattern if the sheet was on it. And there is blood on it in the exact same spot, but it doesn't make any sense to me. None of this makes any sense. I don't think they even sprayed luminol.
I don't either.
There is no luminol, except for there's luminol on the one bed, or they show it with a black light. I don't even think it's luminol because it doesn't glow blue. It just shows with the black light that there is some sort of substance on Gypsy's bed.
Semen.
What there is in the bathroom, if you want to know, which I find really interesting, because the bathroom is so freaking clean. Can I show you guys some things that are in the bathroom, though? Let me show you. Let's see. Am I showing it? No. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for something specific, so let me see if I can find it real quick.
I feel like she made sure that Dee Dee felt every single thing, from the weapon that she chose to the medicine she didn't take, all the way around. I think she is just an evil little villain that,
Yes. All right, let me see if I can find this. It's not in evidence markers, crime scene photos, inside house. Let me see if that's where it is. Okay.
Because none of this had to happen at all.
None of this had to happen she was outside with the bugs. Don't you remember? She could have just walked her little ass on out of there, but no, she didn't do that. All right, let me see if this is where they showed them.
Hey, Mimi.
No, it's got to be in the evidence markers. Okay, hold on. Let me keep scrolling through here to make sure.
Yeah, Trixie, I was wondering what you meant. I figured you misspoke on that one. She's like, this has been 25 years. A lot of things have changed. And people are like, what are you talking about? She made me stop and think too. I'm like, really? No. No. Her brain part skipped in my brain. I'm like, wait a second, you're making me think now. But yeah, that.
At the bathroom. I want you guys to see.
She is just a little villain.
So that is actually on the driveway. That's the gum. The cap is up on the actual porch.
So the gum is red?
Yeah, the gum is red. Let me show you. And interestingly enough, it doesn't have, we have missing pages. The pages 1 through 6 are not in the evidence marker page that has 1 through 7 on it is not in there. But that's the gum. There you can see the gum. I scroll in. That's the gum. And so the cigarette butt is probably right here underneath this, wherever.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
it's
sorry,
right
I
there.
didn't put the banner down.
I think the cone is covering it.
Okay, I
If
see
you
it.
get to 7, right
It's
here
up
is 7. That's the red cap, and that's on the front porch.
And the butt is pinched, I noticed, which a lot of guys will pinch. They pinch it when they're putting it out, or when they're smoking it, they pinch it.
Okay, so hang on, I'm still looking for the bathroom. Because the bathroom is very interesting to me. And again, Dee Dee did not have any pillows under her head. No, nothing. Literally, like she just got thrown up onto this bed and left there. In a
I think wasn't it like indoor outdoor carpeting
in the shed?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it was. Okay, hold on. I got to get the zoom in of this. Come on.
No, I did not misbehave. She said way up above.
Okay, again, that's not what I was looking for. They did the freaking thing, and I know that when they did the bathroom, it had fingerprints everywhere, and now I can't find it again. I swear to God, everything moves around in this thing.
I know.
Every day, I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I have this, and then I look for it, and I'm like, it's not there now. What the hell?
Well, yeah, look what happened today when I was working on something, it disappears. And then, did you put it back because it was there then?
No, I didn't do any of that.
Are you serious?
I'm very
That's
serious.
weird.
Okay, here we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to start here in the bathroom. Oh, no, we're going to start on 134. Okay, so here's the bathroom. Add stage. All right, so here's the bathroom. And if you start to look at that. There's a handprint right there, right? You see it? It's an outline of a hand. And it's outlined in black because they used the dusting powder. So let's keep going. They mark it. Okay, so that's a close up, close. More fingerprints there. Another fingerprint is showing right there. Okay, so here's the sink. There are fingerprints on the sink, all over the sink. Fingerprints, 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 fingerprints. You can see them, they're everywhere. And the next place they're going to be is right there on the tub. There's fingerprints up here, and that's a fingerprint right there. There you go, better picture of it. Better picture of it.
Right. That's what we were saying. The way she was laying, it was, yeah. How was Gypsy supposed to sleep?
So there's just tons and tons of, fingerprints in this bathroom. And there's tons and tons of blood in the kitchen. The back door to the kitchen is open, which makes me wonder why David would think that he needed to go through a window. And I also like to know why David told everybody his name was Charles.
What is that about?
I can't figure it out. He knows his wife is standing right there. It's not like she lied about who she was.
You know what? My apologies to you, Misty. It might not have been you that even said it.
No, sweetheart, the cats were not locked in the bathroom. The cats were found wandering the neighborhood. But he didn't go through that window.
Oh, it's Misbehaving, I think. Misbehaving, are you the one who asked about the damn theory? Somebody said something about the back door. What I had thought was that it's been the back door the entire time, and they just threw the stuff because that kitchen was unbearably. I mean, come on, that was way trash for a kitchen. They could have totally threw stuff over by that back door to make it look, and like I said, anything is possible. And when they were putting stuff over there, maybe the door wasn't all the way shut and opened up again. I don't know. It's weird. He did not go through that window, though. I know that fucking much. He did not go through that window.
Okay, so it could be the topper, but it still doesn't make sense if that's the topper and the foam is on top or below that, why this would have barely any blood and then the other one has no blood, and then it just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. I think it's the mattress, but it could be a topper, but still it doesn't make sense for her to be on top of the topper. She had other things in between her and the topper. She had, obviously, if you look at it, so let's say the topper, it's a topper and then the foam is underneath the topper. Fine. Okay, so that could explain why the blood did not keep going down in that spot. But yet there's a very tiny little spot on the freaking foam part. So how did that blood get through, but the other blood didn't get through? Okay, so if you go up from there, so let's say that's the topper. We don't see the mattress, it's a topper. Then there's another topper, which is the one with the patterns on it, right? So this is what you guys are thinking, and one of our viewers is thinking. And then if there is the mattress protection sheet on top of that, and then the flat sheet, the pink sheet on top of that, and then all the blankets that are on her, I'd like you to explain to me, how did the patterns get on her legs and arms?
Right.
And they're pretty deep in there. They're not just like, it's
ingrained. They're ingrained into her.
Yes. So there is no possible way that she could have been that way unless she was laying directly on the thing with the pattern.
And if you want to go with the weight of her and fluid and things like that, and she kept sinking in and in and in, then why didn't it look like that on the mattress itself?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And she wasn't really sunk all the way in there at all.
And why is David, I'd like to know, why is David visiting with Gypsy? Because she did look nervous when somebody said, hey, did David help you move her body or something like that? And then she made that weird whatever she did, and then said, yeah, he's coming to visit. Like, are they still socializing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's that about? He's way too involved. I do not trust this David guy.
I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him in with my
He's
bad
way too involved.
Right? Yeah. No. I mean, it's way too involved.
He's Kirby, in my opinion.
He was adamant about putting himself in that room. Oh,
sure
I just
was.
wanted to see one more thing too. There's one more thing. It's interesting to me. Let me go back up here because there's
Exactly,
fingerprint
Cody.
somewhere else, and I want you to see where the fingerprint is. That's somewhere else. It's very interesting. And you know what's really great about Dee Dee's house? Because she had all the rooms painted differently, you can actually 100% tell what
Exactly,
room you're
Sarah.
looking at. It's wonderful. So I want you guys to look at this. Number 43.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about either. That he didn't see her body, but I can't speak on that because there's an investigation.
Okay, so if you look here at 43, there's blood on this light switch that's inside of Dee Dee's room. There's there. That looks almost like a little bit of a fingerprint there. They're still looking at the blood. Okay, now if I go up a little further, the hallway is orange. Let me find the hallway. All the computers that they have. There were tons of computers. Okay, wait a minute. The hallway. So here is, this is interesting. You know, here's the safe.
Said the lights didn't turn on. He just had so many different
in the middle of the floor, right? You guys, that's the Saints hat. And this is not what Nick describes as being the cleaner that they used. He says that they used a red cleaner. And I don't know how he would not have seen all these bottles everywhere if he walks down this hallway and into this house. But you guys see here, that's blood, 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 blood.
Yep, everywhere.
And if she got her knuckles bruised from scraping up the freaking blood, how the hell do you explain all this freaking goddamn blood?
Yeah.
There you go. That's my little song for the day.
Through the
Hang on,
hallway.
though. That's the hallway. That's the hallway. If you look at the kitchen in a minute, it's all over the kitchen, but I'm looking for, hold on, I got to turn this off so in case it has anything of the body or anything, I don't want to have that problem.
Yes, we thought Flower Power, it looked like they were packing up to move.
Yes.
Because there's a lamp that has the cord up around it, and yeah, it really, and there's garbage bags, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good old garbage bags. They do come in handy when you got to move. But
They
yeah,
do.
I do. I think they were moving.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, see, Smiley, I thought David lived in the whole habitat community, and he doesn't. He lives 6 minutes away.
He lives 8 miles down the road.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought he was an actual neighbor.
So here we go. This is the kitchen. I want to show you these.
Exactly, Lucita. I agree.
All right, so blood, 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 blood. More blood. More blood.
And why wasn't Nick just covered in it?
Blood, blood. More blood, more blood, more blood, more blood.
Yep.
All over the freaking kitchen. Everywhere. That's a great big blood.
We checked into that, Misty, about her having diabetes and the blood flow.
Look, it's all over the cabinets. It's on the upper cabinets.
But it ain't on the walls in the room.
But it's not on the walls in the room, but it is on the walls in the hall, in the actual hallway. It's all over the hallway. If you want to see that, here we go. We start here. This is the hallway. So it's here.
Exactly. I mean, he was wearing dark clothes. It was kind of hard, but I mean, even his shoe.
Blood right there, right?
There was one little drop on his shoe. I mean,
blood, blood, blood over here, blood down here.
That's splatter.
More blood over here.
That would be splatter in the hallway.
Those cleaning supplies. I've got to figure out where the heck is the I light switch in the actual house.
Yep,
is
Saratoris, that's what we think. We think that
What'd you say?
She was killed and moved.
She had to be. There's no other explanation.
And I still want to find out if it's more difficult to jab a corpse or a person that's alive, because I honestly am feeling like she was gone when Nick was there. I really do. I really, really do. So if anything, he abused a corpse.
Right.
Because when that came out, I don't care who you are, when you plunge that in and you pull that out as
hey,
I'm sorry, trigger warning. When you pull that out, it's gonna go everywhere. It's gonna go everywhere. It would have been all over him. It would have been all over that room. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it would have been everywhere. It would have been everywhere, and it's not. And I can't find it right now, but there is a light switch in the hallway that has prints on it. They show it somewhere here. But I mean, if you're just looking down this hallway, it just, nothing makes any sense with this freaking hallway. It just, none of it makes sense. There's nothing in this whole freaking thing makes any a sense. Nothing.
Did they ever look in the junk in that room? Did they look under that junk? I'm wondering, could something have happened in another room and they threw all that junk on top?
No. See, no. That's the thing. They didn't look through any of that junk. They don't have it cataloged. They didn't freaking take it out of the house. It's still left in there. They don't have hardly any evidence that markers in there at all.
Right. They just bypassed it. Fuck that, I ain't going in there.
Right. He said she was screaming when he cut her neck. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no defensive wounds. There is no indication that she raised up, she hit him, she grabbed him, nothing. The only nick she has is the one nick on
I'll
her
let her
left
know.
hand.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and so if you're thinking about it, that's the one when she's laying down. The left hand is the one that's underneath the body like this. So if that's where it was, you're looking at the right hand side of her neck. That's where the right hand side of her neck had the incised wounds. So if her hand was right there, they could have nicked her hand. Now here's the other thing about Nicholas, and Nicholas telling us that she had to clean up the blood of what he was actually where he was cut. Guess what?
Mhm.
He was cut on his left hand, not his right hand. So how are you jabbing with your left hand and stabbing yourself and nicking yourself? You would be stabbing and maybe like nicking your hand. But there's no, unless he turned it around and just went nick it in his own fucking hand.
Yeah, because I mean, Elizabeth, she took like 3 baths that day, so I can totally see she was the
And
one that was a mess.
I'm telling you, on the 8th is the first time that she tells him that
Yeah,
she
the
made
shed.
peace with her mother.
Mhm.
After she ghosted him for 6 hours, then ghosted him for 2 more hours individually. So 1 hour and then another hour and then another half an hour somewhere else on the 8th. Okay. He gets into town on he's on the bus on the 8th. He is in St. Louis on the 9th. And by the time, he's on the bus on the 9th. That's what it is. And no. I remember it. I'm right. He's on the bus on the 8th and he
Right.
arrives in Springfield on the 9th of the morning of the 9th.
In
And
the
she says, I
morning.
don't want to do it now. We're going to wait till tonight. And we're going to do it around, 4 o'clock in the morning. Cause that's when my mom usually falls asleep and she takes her pills. Well, then at 1 o'clock, she messages him on the 10th. Now it would be the 10th, but it's in the
Mhm.
evening of the 9th, so
Mhm.
from the 9th to the 10th. So 1 o'clock in the morning, she messages him at 1:08 p.m. or 1:08 a.m. that she's taking her sleeping meds. And so it's getting close. And she said something again about making peace with her mother again. And
Mhm.
then at 1:20 something, she says, oh, mom's already drifting off to sleep. Get in the cab. Come on over here. So if Dee Dee was taking a sleeping pill at 1:08 and by 2 o'clock, 2:30, she's dead,
Mhm.
where's the sleeping pill? And when did it have time to even remotely go into effect?
Right.
She would not have been that inebriated from it, or that,
Mm-mm.
the consciousness would not have been that deep yet. Now, by 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah, it could definitely be she's in this really comatose type of state of sleeping. Yes. What?
Oh God.
Sure. Here, you still have this cup.
And the fact that this little shit is out there making money, oh my
You
God,
take
I
it
just
upstairs
can't.
yet?
I just don't even want to see her face. I just can't even get over
Okay. And
getting
watermelon
away with
sugar
this.
high. Yes. Okay. So the insulin injection could be the explanation for all of this. Okay. And if so, she could have been in a diabetic coma if she was
Mhm.
either withholding insulin from her and her sugar was outrageously through the roof. She could have gone into what's called a diabetic reaction and then a diabetic coma. My mother did that a million times from the age of 6 to when I left at 17. I cannot tell you how many times I had to call an ambulance because my mother did not take care of eating and insulin properly. So, okay. So it could be that her sugar was so high, she's in a coma, or it could be that they gave her an extra shot of insulin and it overdosed her. But what the thing is there's no way to test for that. Insulin cannot be detected in the body at that point without a very expensive test. And even then, it's very inconclusive because your glucose ceases to exist the moment that you stop breathing. So
Right.
her bloodstream, you could not test whether or not there was insulin in the bloodstream or not. It wouldn't, because, and on top of that, it's very hard because even as a diabetic, your body still produces some amount of natural insulin. The problem is not that it doesn't produce any insulin. It's a lack of the right production of insulin. So there's no way to test for that. So that could be a very big explanation as to why she's lifeless when Nick is doing all of this. And her time of death is wrong. There is no time of death. They give no time of death. Nothing. There's no detailing of what the stomach contents are other than, oh, yep, there was food and there's no pills. You normally on an autopsy get a detailed list of what the hell is in the stomach. Like the
Mhm.
contents of the stomach. It's like, oh, well, she had, half a piece of bread and and there was
Mhm.
bile, and there was this and there. No, just undigested food, no pill, no pill.
Nothing in there. Nothing else. None of her medication at all.
No medication,
Nothing.
no time of death, nothing. The autopsy gives us jackal, and on the very first page, he fucks it up by saying that he pronounced her dead on the scene at 3:13 p.m. when the cops didn't even arrive till 3:57. So,
Thanks
sir,
for
you're
being here,
pronouncing her
Misty.
dead before you even were called to get out there? Let's just take out the fact that, he doesn't enter the house till 8 o'clock, sometime between 8 and 10 p.m. Let's just take that out. You're telling me that at 3:13 p.m., when the call went out and you were
Right.
not on the scene and no one showed up until 3:57, which means then at 3:57, they would have had to call the medical examiner out there, and maybe he arrives by 4 o'clock, but why would he? Because we don't have a body yet. So
Right.
you're telling me this man just goes, oh, well, the call came at 3:13. I'm going to use that as a way to pronounce her dead on the scene. No,
Mhm.
just no.
Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Like, how many people are actually involved in this?
Exactly. Thank you so much. Dee got killed the same day her mother died. I don't think so. Well, technically, you might be right. Because,
Technically.
okay, hold on one moment. I've got my husband calling.
That's okay. What was the question? Time. Missouri needs to be held accountable. Missouri was, I just can't with Missouri.
Yeah.
The thing
So
is, oh, go ahead.
No, okay, go ahead, Amy. That's fine.
I was just saying that once that they had the confession, they stopped any more investigating. So that's why we're really working on this and trying. Hopefully, somebody's going to see this and want to, look into it. Oh, she left again. So Dee Dee's mom passed away on the 9th. Let's see. Yeah, she did have the diabetes for dummy. June 9th, 1997 was where Emma. So
basically, this gives you. I'm sorry, Amy. I didn't know you were talking. I'm so sorry.
So, no, it would have been the 9th then. If her mom passed away on the 9th.
Right. So, but okay. So at 9:36 p.m. on the 8th, she basically tells him that she just got home from the 6-hour wait at the hospital, changing her feeding tube, that she didn't need change at all. It wasn't infected or anything, and she signed herself out of that. I did not see a timestamp on when she signed out, so that was kind of upsetting to me. Okay. I wish that was on there, but it's not. There are other papers on that table that I do believe belong to Dee Dee because it's some of the medications that I think Dee Dee was on. There's also a Dollar General receipt from the 9th. That's interesting to me. It's like a bunch of like baking pans. Interesting. And one of the things that I'm thinking, so if at 9:30 she's getting home from there, she tells Nicholas goodnight, she watches the movie with her mother, she paints the nails like she said, all of that stuff, right? And then she goes to bed. So the same thing, Dee Dee takes her sleeping pill, she goes to bed or whatever, even if she didn't take the sleeping pill, but because it's still not in there. So they ate. So I think between eating and going to sleep that night is when Dee Dee passed. And I think maybe that's when the injection was given to her, because I give my husband his injections at night, not during the day. My mother took them at day and night, but she was type 1. So she got the insulin shot, gave her an extra shot. She goes to bed. She still got the stomach contents in there. Then she dies on the 9th, in the early morning of the 9th, instead of the early morning of the 10th, which so like around 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Then she is already, out by the time Nicholas gets there. If not all the way gone, almost all the way gone. There's no way.
Because if you don't have any medication in your system, you're not going to be that lethargic.
Unless the insulin. Yeah, unless it's the insulin. Now I do have one last thing I wanted to put up,
because she does say how her mom said, "I'm feeling more relaxed now. Please don't hurt me."
Right. Please don't hurt me. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
You got all those things.
Yep.
Every single one of those things.
I think there's always a little bit of truth in everything she says. There's always lies, but there's always a little bit of truth.
Right. Okay.
And that's
so
the only time she cried. Go ahead. Sorry.
The last thing I'm going to put up here is this letter from Christy. And apparently, now I cannot verify that this has happened. Somebody came in the live and said to me that Christy is going around telling people that the letter that is included in the book that we have, the handwritten letter that we put in the book, is not from her. And she did not write that. And she did not write a letter to me and all of that shit, right? That's what we're hearing right now. That is what allegedly I have heard that she is saying now. I want to show you guys how that is absolutely not true. Now, she did write it up on a computer at first, and then she sent me the actual pieces of paper that I have. But let me play this for you. Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. And since we're on the topic of Christy Blanchard and the fact that she says she didn't write me a letter and she's now disputing that letter, let me get to some proof. So, Christy, isn't that you saying that you're in the zone writing the letter to me? You say up here that you're on page 3 and you're just to the part where he left her on his 18th birthday. You want details, so you will get details, right? Oh, here's where you tell me that you wrote 2 pages so far of telling our story. Still have a lot to go. I'm just at the night of the wedding, their wedding. Right before you send me this saying, hey, look what I found. I found these things from Rod from high school. Well, there's the first letter. You guys can pause to read. Here's the second one that you can pause to read. Because he was probably going to juvie, she said. I thought that was funny that he thought he was going to juvie, and so he wrote me this letter. So, Christy, can you tell me again how you didn't write a letter and it's not right and it's fake and it's not a real letter? Because you didn't just write one like that. You also wrote me a handwritten one that we took pictures of and we have as well. So, I don't know. Weird world stuff, right? Christy, you've got a lot of explaining to do today, so you might want to start with the medicine cabinet story. You might want to start with that one. And while you're at it, can you please explain to me how blood is on a sheet and on a mattress, but not the copper in between? Can you please explain that to me? Because I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
At all. The math just ain't mathing, folks. Nope. Have a good one. In the Good Wives. Serving up true crime. One dish at a time. Bye, guys. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much the things I wanted to cover tonight. I'm not going to say on a whole lot tonight. I might come back later and maybe do a Q&A if my husband goes to bed early enough and I can do it quietly because I don't want to disturb my family.
Okay, that's all of that, but yeah. I'm going to end this. Good night. Love most of y'all. Adios.